waste my time listening to podcasts? Hello guys, welcome back to another video. How you all doing? I'm good as well, thanks for asking. You already know, it's That's African Skincare Gertrude Darko, and today I'm back with another video. We are going to talk about podcast. Okay, let's jump right in. I know I'm looking like a fish, but bear with me guys, okay? My skin needs to breathe. Podcast in simple terms is an audio file containing specific information for a specific audience. Podcasts can be about literally everything. Education, lifestyle, hacks, you name it. So you should know which podcast that suits you better. Podcasts literally have series or episodes. I listen to podcasts on lifestyle, how to improve myself, friendships to relationships, basically everything related to life. Let's find out. Or before anything, okay, I was not a fan of podcasts. I hated podcasts. I wanted literally zero to do with podcasts. I wanted nothing to do with podcast. I felt it was a waste of time, people just yapping and gapping for an hour, and I'm thinking, could this even be of interest to me? Could this be of benefits to me? No. And then I moved to the Netherlands. I had my own ups and downs, back and forth, and I'm thinking, how can I change the situation that I'm in right now? When I moved here, I switched, okay. On a regular smuggler day, if I was in Ghana, I'm loud, I'm friendly, I am just an open person. I talk. I'm that type of person. I'm bubbly. I'm always laughing, giggling so hard. But I moved to the Netherlands and I realized that I became the opposite of myself. And I began questioning, did I change because I'm just growing now? Or is it just because of the current situation that I moved from my comfort zone? What is the problem? Because I'm growing, I'm becoming matured, then characters parting ways with me. Secondly is because I moved from Ghana, which is supposed to be my comfort zone, to a place where people are different in all aspects. These two factors made me kind of miserable, to be honest. I was in a depression. I started watching Lydia, Dinga, and she was talking about podcast. What is this girl talking about? Podcasts are literally the most boring stuff in the world. How would I waste my time listening to podcasts? What do you benefit from this? But she kept on repeating in her every video, you should listen to this podcast, you should listen to that podcast. And I'm like, I will give it a try. So I did. Yeah. How? Podcast has helped boost my confidence. It has helped me realize the person that I thought I was, that I wasn't really that person. And it has made me really come to terms with my actual self. And I'm working to show you my actual true self to the world. Like, this is me and I'm not going to change for anybody. It has made me realize who I am. It has made me realize my worth. Podcast had made me realize so many things that I wasn't even noticing about myself. It makes me want to be a better person. I'm not even going to lie. After listening to a few series of podcasts, I feel like I could do better for myself. First of all, podcasts can be positive or negative for you based on the podcast you listen to. Okay, I chose to listen to advice, life tips, life hacks. I find that more important than any other genre. Listening to this type of podcast that is lifestyle, I have learned that there is so much more I can do for myself. There's so much more that I deserve, and I'm working towards it. But the downside of podcast is, for me, I listen to podcasts on Spotify, and since it's on a budget, okay? So I use the free version of Spotify, and the adverts are just so much, okay, that they keep interrupting the podcast. Secondly, because I use the free version of Spotify, I can't listen to podcasts offline. I'm not going to be selfish, I'm going to be greedy, I'm going to share. My favorite podcast to listen to is Breeny. Second podcast I love is To My Sister's Podcast. I really love her podcast, super short, and they are straight to the point. Although it's long, it has very fruitful information that can help you in your life. Basically, everything you need for your life is in there, okay? So these are the two podcasts I would recommend for anyone who is getting to this podcast. But and for the guys, you can also listen to them if you want to take cues from them. I would rate Breeny at 8.5. Not because she's doing anything wrong, just personal preferences. I love her podcast. I actually do, and I recommend it. But sometimes I feel like I disagree with some of her points. As human, you don't have to always agree with everybody, so it's fine. And I would rate To My Sister's a 9. The entire tea you need to follow the map, right? It's the map, okay? It's the map. The right map you need is into My Sister's and Breeny. If you are a young lady trying to figure life out, you should check these two podcasts out. Everything has upsides and downsides. Do not spend too much time listening to podcasts. And if you have important things to do, don't ignore them and sit all day behind your phone listening to podcasts. It's not healthy. That is so negative. Don't do that. But rather, whilst you are doing your important things, you can still be listening to podcasts alongside. You have to know your interests, and you have to know what best suits you, because what suits me might not suit you, and what I like might not necessarily be what you like. Go out there on any music app like Spotify and Google's podcast and go to the genre, add to your favorites the genre that you think best defines you. Fine. It's not everything you hear in podcasts that you have to incorporate into your life. Sift the podcasts, fish out the good ones, and use it for your life. I'd advise you listen to very healthy genres for your health in all aspects. Don't listen to things that will distract you or would leave you questioning. You should listen to something that will empower you, that will make you want to be a better person, but not make you feel less of a person or make you feel like you are doing things wrong. No, that's not healthy. I would like to conclude that podcast is very life-changing if you pick the right genre. A podcast has saved my life. They've made me know that I'm doing certain things wrong, and it's making me want and I'm willing to change the things that I'm doing wrong. It has helped me to know that I am not perfect, but it has also encouraged me to be the better version of myself. If you are someone that doesn't like to read podcasts, okay, just listen to podcasts advice. You should listen. Free tip out there. I know. You're welcome. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you like this, like it, comment, share, and please subscribe and turn on the post notification to be notified when a new video is posted. For those who have already subscribed, thank you. For those who haven't subscribed, thank you. But please subscribe, keep supporting me. But don't forget to live life. Be you, do you, know your worth, love God, and aim for space. I'll see you all in another video.